My guest today, first of all, my guest today, you know him from everything from American Idol to Jekyll and Hyde to Rock of Ages to Rent to Mozart in the Jungle, and he's now the lead of the new musical Rock and Roll Man, a hit off Broadway here in New York City. It's Constantine Maroulis. Wait, Maroulis? How do you say that last name?
Maroulis.
Maroulis. It's Greek.
Because I rule in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It also means lettuce in Greek.
Does it really?
Yeah, Marouli.
Marouli.
It's like lettuce.
People always say Monroe or Monroe, and I'm like, it's Monroe. People say Monroe.
Is it Monroe or Monroe?
Monroe.
Or Monroe?
Monroe?
Something like that.
It's great to see you, man.
Yeah, I do.
I think people are going to think we're brothers walking around town because we got the long hair.
We'll take it. It's a compliment.
So it is a compliment. I think so.
For me.
For me, it's a compliment.
Stop it. Just more Broadway stars right here, no big deal.
Oh,
what's up, bro? Good to see you. Get out of your robe, man.
I feel like this is a dangerous place to do a podcast though, because like we're in the theater district.
Yeah,
you're a big Broadway star. You know everybody here. we haven't even started yet. You've been recognized 3 times. It's crazy.
We're rolling, we're rocking. Yeah, it's really hot out here. I gotta tell you, this is my favorite thing to do in the world. It's like
Talkie Walkie?
Talk and walk. A couple hours before the show, walking around the city, getting the energy, you know, seeing what's happening in the theater district, seeing people, kind of feed off that. It's real hot out, but we have great air conditioning
that's good.
at my theater, which is awesome, so I like to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, New World Stages is a very nice theater complex. It's all underground.
Yeah, in fact, I think it used to be one of the early Madison Square Gardens here.
Really?
Yeah, before the Midtown one, and before the one the original one, which was my old neighborhood in like Gramercy Park.
Right.
Actually, Madison Square Park.
Yeah.
That's where it was. That's why
I had no idea.
Madison Square Garden.
So they had a Madison Square Garden over where you're performing.
Yeah, this
crazy.
whole area here was like an MSG where they had like the circus and stuff.
Whoa!
That's what I'm told.
That's crazy.
So now it's a gigantic complex where a lot of shows go to start.
Yeah.
You know, I actually originated Rock of Ages here.
Yeah.
15 summers ago,
wow.
if you can believe it.
It doesn't seem like very long. I remember seeing that on Broadway like it was yesterday.
Well, I know. Yeah. We closed. Let's see, in 2016 or 17, something like that.
Such a good show.
Thank you.
So
we started here off Broadway, then we transferred to Broadway and all over the world.
And you originated that role.
I did.
And you're originating this one.
I am. It's a very different one. It's got a similar title in a way.
Yeah.
But it's not the same.
Is there a lot of pressure when it comes to originating a role?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes and no, but mainly yes, because this is a real guy.
Yeah.
It's actually a really important story to tell. Mm-hmm. If you can believe it, not even a lifetime ago, we had segregation. You know, black kids and white kids couldn't hang out and listen to rock and roll records together.
Right.
And like hang out in a soda shop or a record shop and dance and go to concerts and stuff. I mean, that was my mother's youth, to be honest. She went to the Brooklyn Paramount where Alan Freed, who I play, put on his desegregated concerts against the law of the land. And they came after him, the government, the hypocritical Congress, and certainly J. Edgar Hoover, who was the Attorney General. They came after him because he was Jewish. Okay. And he was elevating blacks and artistry against the law of the land, and he was winning for a good while. Okay. You know, it was working, and he was a disruptor, and that's what appealed to me. So so like creating a role like this is super sexy and fun, but you have to honor the history of it too. Right. And we've worked with the family and really? Yeah, a little bit.
And so they kind of endorse the project?
They do very much.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I mean this is a guy that coined the phrase rock and roll.
Really?
Yeah.
He made it up.
Well, he came up with it. It was rock 'em, roll 'em all night long. That sort of a phrase had been in some songs, but no one had like sort of plucked it and called the music it. You know, it was suggestive to, sexual connotations. And
it's kind of like when they drop the in Facebook.
That's true. It's almost just like that.
Right.
It's like woke like existed, but then someone like really kind of took it and like made it what people think it means now, right?
Yeah.
So so he coined the phrase and popularized
That's so exciting.
the genre of music, and here we are walking around Times Square.
This is the the Ambassador Theater?
This is
which one is this?
where Chicago's been for like 87 years.
Have you seen Chicago?
I have seen it. I've seen it. It's still here. They will shuffle, some different stars in and out of there.
That's kind of what I like about Chicago. There's always like not Suzanne Summers. Was she in it?
Probably. They've had quite a turn.
Pamela Anderson's who I was thinking.
Pam Anderson.
Recently did it. Usher did it. A lot of the housewives do it.
Some housewives.
Yeah.
There's been some real kind of sad
Did
ones.
Debbie ever do it? Debbie Gibson?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
She'd be great though.
She would be.
She'd actually be good.
She would be really good.
And they're super sexy, like cast. I mean,
Wayne Brady did it.
Wayne Brady's sexy.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in The Wiz.
What?
Yeah, they're bringing The Wiz back. I think he is The Wiz.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love Broadway. I just can't afford it. So this is all I can do.
So
I got to do the lottery. I got to do the lottery.
The lotteries
and
are great, and that's what's awesome. I mean, Broadway is definitely back, and thank God we just avoided the strike.
Oh yeah. That's
whereas
awesome.
like us SAG actors are striking, and the writers, in an effort to sort of, fight for a better deal against the studios. The Actors Equity Association, us Broadway actors and stage management.
Yeah.
We're working, but Local One, IATSE, our stagehands union, nearly just walked, and they finally cut a deal in the middle of the night. So thank God, because Broadway can really not handle another disruption.
Right. Yeah.
We're kind of getting back after COVID. I mean, as you can see, it's really busy around here, and it's what, Thursday at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So.
Do you remember the last show you saw before COVID happened? Like the last Broadway show you went to? Where should we go now?
Do I?
Where's it good? Are we gonna go uptown?
Yeah, sure. Let's go check it out. We have actually Back to the Future's up here.
Oh yeah, Back to the Future's cool.
At the Winter Garden where Cats was. I have a feeling it might be better than Cats though.
Oh really?
That's the slogan.
Wow.
Better than Cats.
I would see Back to the Future. I remember the last show I saw before the pandemic was the Tina Turner musical.
Okay.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and our show is similar in that we are a catalog show.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Rock and Roll Man. So
great.
meaning like the songs from the show are all existing songs from the era.
Oh, that's great.
Early 50s sort of segregation, birth of rock and roll. Little Richard, Chuck Berry,
That's
Shaboom,
so cool.
Kick Out the Papers and the Trash.
Oh yeah.
I
love
CC
it.
Rider, Great Balls
Splish
of Fire.
Splash, I was taking a bath. Is that in there?
No, but that's a good one.
But close, right?
On about Saturday night, a rubber dump is so thick in the tub.
We're singing on Talkie Walkie.
Something
There's
like
no
that.
rules.
Jabberwocky. That's what I literally thought you said.
The podcast is called Talkie Walkie.
Talkie Walkie, Jabberwocky.
Because we walk and talk, Connie. We walk and we talk.
I dig it.
All right.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of action. A lot of things are happening.
I love it. You're such a hustler, man.
That's what I do. I was just born that way, and I live for it.
Most people probably remember you from the Idol days.
Sure.
And then you jumped into Broadway. But you were acting like your whole life, right?
I was, yeah. I grew up as an actor, loved musical theater, always played in rock and roll bands.
Yeah.
And I studied at the Boston Conservatory.
Oh, wow.
Like proper acting and Berklee College.
That's something people might not even know about you, because Berklee College of Music is so famous for pumping out tons of great musicians.
Sure. John Mayer.
Did you go with him?
In and around the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And we're about the same age.
All right.
He's had a little more success than me, but...
I mean, not when it comes to being on Broadway shows and being a great actor.
I've hung out with him a few times. He's a great guy. And I love that he plays with the Dead now, because I love the Dead.
Oh, sure.
Let's make this left.
All right.
We can get a sweet hat. But yeah, man, for sure. My time in Boston was huge for me. I studied at the Williamstown Theater Festival. I was an apprentice there.
Wow, I performed at the Williamstown Theater Festival.
How great it is.
That was awesome.
The cabaret, did you do?
I took my one-man show.
Oh, that's sweet.
We did it for the whole weekend, and then it was one of those things where I got a lot of notes and then had to rework the show. Then we took it to Edinburgh.
Wow, I mean, both of those are huge gets.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, Williamstown and Edinburgh, that's major.
Yeah, it was.
So you know how Williamstown is.
I love it.
When I was there, Chris Pine was an apprentice with me. Jeremy
that's so cool.
Strong, Liz Merriweather, who created The Dropout and
Wow.
The New Girl, Zoe Deschanel, like amazing. Matt Long from Manifest. Like we had some apprentice class.
When I was in Williamstown, Justin Long was in a show there.
Oh, okay, cool. He's a great actor.
Yeah, good dude. Good dude. Love the
So
love
yeah,
the
you
Long.
know, that's where I met Michael Greif, and then he cast me in
Michael
Rent,
Greif, yeah, I was gonna say he directed Rent on Broadway.
and Dear
Dude.
Evan Hansen. And
Wait, Rent was like my favorite show growing
this
up.
left.
Were you a Rent head? when
I
you were younger?
was. I mean, so Rent comes out in '96,
Yeah,
right?
96.
And I'm like, I've already graduated high school by then.
Okay.
And so I kind of discovered it, you know, in my 18, 19 years old
All right.
kind of years.
What
right?
was kind of like 18, 19?
I was like growing my hair out, going to Fish shows, going
Yeah.
to Dead shows, playing in a band, hustling, going to auditions, trying to be in Rent. Not, you know, kind of going to school part-time at the time. And then in about 99, I end up in Boston at drama school at
Yeah.
like 22.
Yeah.
Different path for me.
Sure.
Did all that and then, you know, toured with Rent all around the world. We went to Japan.
Wow.
We went, you know,
Roger?
I played Roger.
Yeah.
Roger.
This is your mother.
Everyone loves it.
Roger, honey, I don't get these postcards. Moving to Santa Fe.
Back
Like
in
New
New
York,
York,
starting a rock band.
Roger.
That's probably a snippet from Rent. No one ever just sings.
No one sings that part.
No.
Because that's like the random ensemble
I
person
love that.
sings that. Yeah.
I love it. But I was a huge Rent head. In fact, Anthony Rapp had his one-man show at New World Stages
Yes.
without you.
It only just closed.
Yeah, I saw it. It was a good show. Made me
Yeah.
cry.
Yeah, he's wonderful, wonderful artist, and become a good friend as well. And for sure, you know, I'd love to do something like that someday. For
Oh,
sure.
man. So you
we'll
were-
call it "Don't Stop Believing," bro.
A one
It's
man.
gotta have "bro" on it.
Wait,
though.
you would do a one-man show about your life?
Oh yeah.
That would be so fun to watch because
well, no
look,
one would come, but
that's not. Oh, I know a lot of people that would come in more ways than one.
so worst case, if things don't work out on Broadway, I can always come here to the Stardust Diner and become a singing waiter.
But that's not
But
true.
look at these lines. I mean,
this.
this place
This
can
is
pack it in.
crazy. It is. I don't know why. I don't get it.
Well, I tell you
Food's
what, the
not
kids
great.
can wail. They actually
can
belt
sing
their
good,
faces
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, dude, it's just a thing.
All right. It is. It is. It's a good time.
It's like all the same kind of people that go, though. It's like,
It's all like tourists from Ohio.
yeah, a little bit of that. This is actually a pretty good place, the Iridium, that no
Oh,
one
yeah.
talks about. It's underneath the Winter Garden and Ellen's Stardust there.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a great blues bar. It sounds great. It's a small club. Great for like solo artists and stuff. And they always have like cool, like
That's awesome.
kind of rock acts in
Whoa.
there still.
Have you performed there?
I have. It's good.
Dang.
Yeah. So this is of course Back to the Future.
So they had Mamma Mia was here for a long time. Rocky
Mamma Mia
was Rocky here?
Rocky was here.
Yeah.
Music Man was here.
Oh.
Cats, of course, was here for 30 years.
I did not know that's where Cats was
They
for
have
so
even
long.
like their own merch store. That's
Wow.
when you know you're like dug in. And
But has this musical opened yet?
yeah,
It-
they're opened in previews.
How do they? Oh, okay.
Gorgeous ladies.
You are a little lady slayer.
I do like a lady.
All right, I got some questions. I did some research.
Okay.
Okay.
Careful of the fake Gucci bags.
Oh yes, I always step on them. Do you have I'm gonna start with an easy question. Do you have a favorite role that you've played in a show, and do you have a dream role that you haven't played yet that one
Great
day you'd
part.
like to play?
Great question. I'd have to say it's got to be Drew in Rock of Ages.
Yeah.
Because it was, you know, developing that from the ground up.
Tony nominated.
Well, thank you. Among other things. You know, it was a relatively unknown cast outside of me. I had pretty much just stepped off American Idol days.
Right.
And to really get a chance to create something like that from the
So
ground
cool.
up and like have it all kind of cater to all my strengths.
Yeah.
You know, the
That-
big rock stuff, but
Yeah.
like the affable like comedy and
Yeah, and there's some heart to it.
there's a lot of heart to it when it's done correctly. And it has a tendency to become like cartoonish
Mm-hmm.
if it's not done well. Hey, buddy. and there you go.
Are we doing
and
it
then,
straight?
we'll go into like TKTS area.
Okay,
over there.
people.
Just be
I
total-
feel like you might get swarmed there with theater
No,
fans.
you know, one thing I've learned, like, if you don't look the monkey in the eye,
Oh, that's good.
it's not racist, man. Jesus, Marcus.
No, I didn't say
Monkeys are fine. Okay?
Clip it.
Look at, it's only raining right here.
That is crazy.
It's just
It's
right
one of those
there.
weird things that happens in New York City.
Yeah.
Just rains on.
Just on a nice parallel line.
So what is your dream role that you haven't played yet, but one day you'd like to see yourself in the role?
Sure. So yeah, I mean, obviously that was like a big deal for me, and definitely, you know, I got my daughter out of it. I met her mom there. Oh, look, that's my commercial right there.
What? There's your name?
You just missed it.
No,
Oh,
I got it. I got it.
You got
I
it.
got it. Just
They were
wasn't
showing
clicked.
the B-roll there. Woo! And so yeah, for me, man, the next dream role is always like the next new thing.
Okay.
Right? I don't think it's been written yet.
Wow. Okay.
I think like something unbelievable, like a tour de force Jekyll and Hyde level type of vehicle.
Yeah.
But maybe something like of the Greek
Ooh.
tragedy world, like an adaptation with like a modern cool rock score, or you know something.
I like it.
Like
I
I
like
need
it.
my next to normal, like, but I'll be
yeah.
I'll be the mom.
Okay.
Like that
All
kind
right.
of like
She
heavy duty, like
multi-layered.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's something.
I
And
love
I
that.
love Shakespeare. I love the classics. But you know, I'm too old to play some of the parts I really loved, like from West Side Story, and
Yeah. Well,
that's over. I
Well.
could play like Doc now.
there you go.
I
That's
could
a
play
good
like
role.
the shopkeeper.
Yes.
He's like, why do you fight? Why do you kill?
You keep saying you're old. You're not old, man. You ages doesn't matter.
That's true.
It's all.
Still got my hair.
That's
I
important.
spend a lot of time on my hair. And you
I
gotta
spend a
mess
lot
with
of
it.
time on my hair. I wear extensions in my hair.
Get out of here.
All right.
You straighten it?
No,
It's just pinned straight, huh?
I don't straighten it at all. I wish I did. But how do you mentally and physically prepare for like a big performance?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I was saying before, I love getting into the city early. I have a house in New Jersey now,
Yeah.
so I'm not living in the city. I like to get in early. I walk around, I vibe out, and I get like a real feel of like what's happening, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I like to get in early. I listen to the Yankees pregame.
Okay.
I do my little warm-ups, a little workout.
All right.
You know, a lot of water, a little something to eat. You know, I think about the arc of the show. I think about the journey of the show. I think when the show starts really well, like
Yeah.
the way I need it to,
Yeah.
like I'm off and running, and then the writing, the text, the journey kind of takes me where I need to.
Are you able to tell early on if the show's gonna be good that night? Like in terms of if everything's clicking in the first number,
Yeah.
or like if the audience,
Yeah.
you can feel them. Like,
We've had some wild audiences.
Yeah?
And we've had some. Sometimes I think what happens is because our music is all 1950s predominantly.
Sure.
We get an older crowd a lot, right?
okay.
But when we do have a mix of like, you know, even 20, 30 like young people, like
Yeah.
high school age, they bring a whole new energy, and they're
Oh.
like, whoa! When Little Richard comes out, they start freaking out.
I bet.
I'm hitting high notes, and they're like, all right, and then
Oh.
they see what's happening, and they see the history, so that helps, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
would
hoping
imagine.
that we keep finding a younger audience as
Oh, okay.
well as our older
Yeah.
audience, because that helps dictate energy. But
Have you
the
had
older
any-
audience is good too. They just listen a little differently.
Yeah, I would imagine that everyone experiences it differently depending on your knowledge or experience with rock music and rock and roll, right?
For sure, and we love that. And some people actually, you know, are my mom's age and my parents' age, and saw Alan Freed shows in the 50s and
Yeah. Oh wow.
in Brooklyn, and saw guys like Little
That's
Richard and Chuck
crazy.
Berry. So
Have you
that's been interesting to hear those stories.
had any musicians come to the show yet who were maybe involved with Alan or maybe like
Well-
directly or indirectly?
Sure, our writer, Gary Cupper, he actually has some original music in the show
Oh,
as well.
amazing.
And he's the main book writer.
Wow.
He played with Chuck Berry for many years,
That's
played with
so
a lot of
cool.
those guys on the Rock Revival tours.
Wow.
And so, you know, that really helped inform a lot of what's happening. And I've worked with Alan's son, Lance,
Okay.
and had extensive conversations with him. But beyond that, No, we've had some cool people come by the show though, like Marcia Gay Harden, Oscar and Tony winner. She loved it. We had Tony Goldwyn, amazing actor, director. We've had great people at the show so far. We've had, we have Joey Pants in the show, Pantoliano. Yeah. So he's been in 2 million movies.
That's insane.
Including Goonies and like everything.
His IMDb is just like a CVS
it's just
receipt.
He goes on his SAG app,
yeah,
and it's just embarrassing when you look at mine. He's like, look at all this. I mean, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
But he's a great guy.
It's crazy when you have to refresh it to load more.
Oh my gosh.
That's not
he's
right.
been in, and the funny thing is it's his first musical.
Oh, wow.
But he's been in so many musical movies.
Yeah.
La Bamba.
La Bamba.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
I don't know these movies.
You don't know that one? You gotta watch. La Bamba you never saw? Jesus.
Is it an older film?
It's about Richie Valens, and Esai Morales is in it, and Lou Diamond Phillips plays Richie Valens, who was 17, who was one of the guys that died in the plane crash with Buddy Holly.
Oh, really?
You know who Buddy Holly is?
Yes, I know who Buddy Holly is, but I'm just finding out right now that
white.
he died in a plane crash. No, that's not exactly true. I know a lot of. I like all types of people in music.
Totally.
All right.
Next question.
All right. I don't want you to look at my questions. It's embarrassing. Okay, I got one. All right, should we walk somewhere away from the dancing?
I mean, sure. Always walk away from dancing.
Well, the show time.
Let's go left.
So you are.
We can go by Sardi's and see my caricature.
I want to do that.
No, wait. You have to go in there by yourself, and I'll tell you where it is. I can't be embarrassed.
All right.
I brought my friend, the special needs
I would
kid.
bring all my dates there.
Oh my God, and just eat right under my picture.
Oh, absolutely.
I actually have one at Tony DiNapoli's as well, which is kind of fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So.
Yeah.
How do you?
$300. No, thank you.
How do you juggle being a rock star? Oh wait, let me pass the.
Motherfuckers don't know what my flow's about. Jersey, in the house. Don't get started. Shit, I just farted.
Oh, I know.
Maybe
I thought I
shot
smelled
it.
something delicious. How do you juggle being a rock star, a Broadway star, a dad, a producer, an actor? How do you do it?
Lots of drugs.
That's what I thought.
No, I don't drink or do drugs.
I know you don't.
But I don't know, man. For me, it's like.
Which is surprising.
People
might think you do, but you're such a hustler, such a go-getter.
You do a lot of drugs.
I look like I do a lot of drugs. I don't.
I'm talking to me.
Yeah.
I just think I don't really dig downtime. I get nervous. I get anxious.
Yeah, me too.
And I just like to do a lot of stuff. I don't know if I do anything very, very well, but I do a lot of stuff pretty good.
No, I think you do a lot of things very well.
Oh, we're actually gonna pass my old theater from where I had Rock of Ages for many years, and this is one of my favorite hotels in the city.
Hotel Edison?
Hotel Edison. It's kind of become a little dumpy, but the history here is amazing. It's like a full-blown Art Deco,
Yeah. Oh God, I'm lost
institution. You have the great Edison Ballroom, which I guess is back open. Sometimes it's not open. This guy looks like. Forget about it.
Yeah.
A lot of
New York.
A lot of cannolis.
Very New York. Here we go. And so wait, where Rock of Ages was down here, right?
Yeah, what's now called the Lena Horne Theater.
Right, and this is the Barrymore.
Barrymore's great. That's where predominantly plays are.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Are there
Barrymore's family?
Is that true?
Of course, she's a Barrymore.
I didn't know that was a famous family. I'm learning so much today. I really had no idea.
Old white money.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a Barrymore. She was, she's Hollywood royalty.
Well, I just thought she was some girl that was in the E.T. and now she has a talk show. And she's in a lot of Adam Sandler films.
Yeah, a lot of things in between that and long before. Yeah, she's a Barrymore.
I did not know that.
So, yeah,
I should know that.
Trust a far eye.
So
that's like the family theater, the play that goes wrong. Remember that one? Now it's Peter Pan goes wrong.
Loved it. So wait, are you telling me that there are different theaters on Broadway that are more musicals, more for plays?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, some slant a little bit more like. I don't know any musicals that have opened in the Barrymore in the last 15 years.
Same.
Yeah, so it's just kind of predominantly plays.
Yeah.
Whereas the Brooks Atkinson, now called the Lena Horne,
Yeah.
Or 6 is. And by the way, 6 is great.
Heard it's really good.
It's 1 act.
Oh wow, I love
It's
it.
basically like an 80-minute Beyonce concert.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And they're killing it.
I would love to
this
see
place
that.
closed. This was a great restaurant for a while.
Yeah.
I'm sure something new will open.
I'm sure.
This is a big Broadway hang, thanks to me.
The Glass House Tavern? Really?
When we opened, they opened, and it became like the spot to go to.
Oh, that's cool.
And I really like this place, Tre Calore. It's owned by 3 Argentinian brothers
Wow.
who love soccer, but it's one of the best family Italian restaurants in the city.
So does walking by this theater where you spent years of your life performing every single night, 8 shows a week, maybe 9, maybe 10, does it get, what feelings do you have like walking by this theater again, where Rock of Ages was?
It's surreal to think that like for years we had people wrapped around the block, and I had a great dressing room upstairs.
Yeah.
I probably conceived my daughter in this theater.
Oh!
Thinking back.
Wait,
what?
was your daughter's wife in the show?
My daughter's wife, yes.
I mean, no, wait, sorry. Your daughter's mom was in the show.
She was.
That's what I meant.
I'm gonna. With me.
God.
And she played like a hot stripper in it, so she got pregnant. Oh.
So you were just you're a method actor.
I was. just had to get it on. The crew is here still. It brings back a lot of feelings.
Oh,
There's
yeah?
been some good shows here since.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to open a show here again. So we'll see.
Well, maybe
But these guys are dug in for a little while. They're doing really well. So.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear it. But I mean, your show.
We're definitely hoping to transfer.
That's awesome.
But it's got to be the right size. This might even be a little big for what I would ideally want.
Yeah.
It's about 1,200 in here.
Okay.
I'd like, like 950 to 1050.
Now, as the star of the show, do you have any say in like what theater it gets transferred to, or like are you in producer meetings and stuff?
I'm in very close contact with our producer. We do consider ourselves partners on this.
Oh, okay.
I likely will come on as producer if and when we transfer. But yeah, they've entrusted me with a lot of creative energy.
That's awesome.
And I've definitely got my imprint all over this show, and it's been a true collaboration for sure.
Yeah.
That's how I like to work. I mean, it's one thing to go. We can make a left here.
Oh, sure.
It's one thing to go into a like a long-running show and play a part.
Yeah.
Just get that like government job.
Right.
Be in Phantom for 10 years.
Yeah.
Pay the mortgage. It's all good.
Yeah.
But I like to originate stuff. I like to create stuff from the ground up.
I love that.
That means a lot more to me.
But it also means you're not playing the big theaters right away. You could easily transfer to a show on Broadway and play for 1,200 people every night. But when you're originating a role, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you start in small theaters and then work your way up to maybe you take it to like DC and you play.
Sure.
Like you go out of town for a little bit.
Yeah, that happens, and I love that too. I've done a little of that. We could probably cross over and go on Restaurant Row.
So it's not the most like glamorous thing to originate a role. But you get,
not always.
But you get so much out of it, I would imagine.
Yeah, and you put that sort of sweat equity in early on, and then it can pay off for you,
Yes, absolutely.
Look, they're taking very good care of me, considering we're playing a 500 seats.
Wow. So you're in the biggest
I share
stage.
a dressing room with 3 other actors.
Okay.
Which is fine by me. I got my nice little spot.
Yeah.
I got a great
it's telling me to
dresser.
Go backwards.
Oh, that's
me
cool.
out. She helps out a couple actors too.
Can you explain the role of a dresser on Broadway? Because people listening might not even know what that is.
Sure, that's a great question. Look, on Broadway, there are a lot of great sort of like supporting roles that are not on stage, from front of the house, obviously sound and lights and hospitality, merchandise and whatnot, backstage stage management.
Yeah.
Usually there's a production stage manager off stage who calls the whole show. She's got controls of everything.
She's calling all the lights
every
cues,
lighting
the sound
cue, which
cues.
Are there hundreds and hundreds of every show.
Yeah.
So Electric's 27, ready, go, whatnot. She calls the whole thing. She's calling sound and everything. She has a associate who basically helps run stage crew stuff, oversees like the crew moving set pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
And then backstage we have dressers. A dresser is like a valet. To some she or he or they, make sure that you have your costume all, together.
Okay.
All the pieces, she helps you. Mine in particular happens to be a gal that is wonderful.
Have you worked with this dresser before?
No, not this one before.
Okay.
Oh, actually, that's not true. I did.
Oh,
I
really?
worked with her before. And so she'll help me with quick changes.
Oh, so she literally dresses you.
Yeah, we
Wow.
sort of like, there are a lot of quick changes in the wings and backstage.
Yeah.
And it's a very choreographed thing.
I'm sure, because you got to be fast.
You gotta be real fast,
Wow.
hence the word. So it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
gig. She's actually also the wardrobe supervisor. So, it's a lot of experience. She
Yeah.
runs, a team. They make sure everything's like cleaned, washed, pressed, steamed correctly, placed correctly,
Important stuff.
fixed. When you start wearing the same stuff every day, things break, things snap, things
Yeah.
rip, things
Absolutely.
pop. So they fix everything for us. Then all of a sudden you have understudies. They make sure all the understudies have things. So that can be a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I
like
can imagine.
if like 2 or 3 people call out on a night, like even relatively last minute, all these people got to scramble to get other costumes and wigs together and stuff. So
Wow.
it's a good gig.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people had no idea about. I love it. I
And now
love
we're
it.
on Restaurant Row.
Yeah, Don't Tell Mama, great piano bar.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
And you have my favorite place.
But what is your favorite place?
Well, you have Joe Allen, which is like the very sort of well-known restaurant in the middle of 8th and 9th on 46th on Restaurant Row on the south side. Above it, there's a secret place.
Really?
It's called Bar Centrale.
Ooh.
There's no sign. Really hard to get a reservation.
Is it?
Very hard.
Wow.
You go up there on a given night, and everyone's in there.
Really?
Everyone from like Tom Hanks, Matt Damon, to like Lin-Manuel Miranda, to the new school kids like Ben Platt.
You gotta
And
take me there one night.
I will.
All right.
I will. I mean, it's literally every night there's someone crazy.
Wow,
in there.
that's
And you're
awesome.
Like, what's up? And you got to be casual. You can't be like.
I used to work at the Box.
I feel like just start juggling in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I feel
what.
like
When I worked at the Box.
Box is nuts.
In 2008, 2009, Jay-Z, Jessica Simpson, Maroon
Sting.
5 couldn't get in. Like,
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I know.
Moby was there all the time.
Yeah. I used to go there a lot. I knew Simon really well.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's a crackhead. What? Is that still open?
Yeah.
Did they like reopen?
I think they're open. Do you know, this is the
This
bamboo.
is just bamboo. We smoke this and then we just make a wall out of it. That guy actually thought I was real.
Yeah.
So Bar Centrale's over there, so that's pretty good. I like this little deadhead sticker. So Lorne Michaels notoriously, when SNL is in session,
Yeah.
I guess they have like the first night for them is like a Tuesday.
Uh-huh, right.
And they have like a writer's meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then he takes everyone to dinner. And he often takes them to either Latanzi or like Beccio here. And they'll just be like all these SUVs lined up. And then the paparazzi are out here. And it's like
That's
the cast
crazy.
one by one and the big host. And yeah, it's like Tuesday night. It's just lit.
Wow.
Because Lauren is
Gotta come here on a Tuesday.
I know. If you want to have autograph with selfie with celebrity.
You gotta wait till the strike's over.
Latanzi's actually a really solid Italian place.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's been a lot of turnover here, but everything's pretty good.
Yeah.
I also like this place up here. I'll take you just sometime.
All right.
It's weird. There's a lot of guys in there with their shirts off, but
Wait, really?
yeah.
Which place are you
This
talking?
place, the Ritz.
Right there, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I wonder why. Oh, let's pick that thing up.
Palm tree down. All right.
No, I'm just teasing. It is a good place. I've gone there as an ally, but it happens to be a gay bar.
Gay bars are probably like the most fun bars
really
though you
actually
can go
are.
to. Like I have so much fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you ever get into?
This used to be up there a place called Hourglass. Yeah. What happened? No más? ¿Qué es esto? Oh, Argentino, really?
All freedom, all meats.
Okay, we'll come up there.
Yeah, but you know, yeah, I don't laugh. I love it.
Ciao. Nice.
You're
see?
such a nice guy.
Well, yeah, but now we're getting free shit.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the cast over.
I'm gonna bring the whole
Let's
cast
try the
over.
food first, though.
Free for me, not for you. And no pay. So maybe we should swing
all right,
swing
yeah,
back. We're on 46. We actually got to go up.
Oh yeah, head back to New World stages.
Yeah,
Okay,
stages.
so I'm going to ask you. This is like a rapid fire
let's do
question
it.
thing. I wrote out some Broadway trivia
Oh yeah.
to test you. It's not too hard, but I think you can get all of them. All right. So, what's the longest running Broadway show of all time?
It's got to be Phantom.
You're right. You're right. What musical features the song Defying Gravity?
That's wicked.
Okay. Which iconic playwright wrote A Streetcar Named Desire?
That is, oh my God, why am I spacing all of a sudden? Streetcar Named Desire is, not Arthur.
No. Not Arthur Miller.
Tennessee Williams.
There you go.
Jesus Christmas.
Elder Price is a character in which Broadway musical?
Mormon.
There you go. Who originated the role of Eliza Hamilton in Hamilton?
Eliza.
Who originated the role? We can go like half.
I don't know which one is which. So not Peggy, Eliza, and the other, the Skylar. Which one? So Eliza is. So I'll say either Renee or Philippa.
Philippa, you got it. You got it. All right. Which Broadway musical won 12 Tony Awards in 2001?
12 Tony Awards in 2001. That had to have been Avenue Q?
Close. It's a comedy.
Oh, I know. The producer.
Yes! You're so good. I wouldn't have known that. Okay, who composed the music for Sweeney Todd? You know that.
Sondheim.
Is that one of your favorite shows, Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That.
It's written for like a bass baritone, but I would love to play Sweeney.
Which musical is based on the 1988 movie starring Winona Ryder and Christian Slater?
Winona Ryder.
Did I say it weird?
No, maybe.
Winona Ryder.
Sure. Winona.
Am I saying it
and
wrong?
that's Beetlejuice. No, Jesus, that's Heathers.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
didn't make it to Broadway. That was off Broadway.
All right, 2 more questions. I think you're doing good, and I'm kind of talking a lot. All right. In Dear Evan Hansen, what's Evan's fictional online friend who takes his own life? So who's the name of the guy that unalived himself?
Well, he is Evan Hansen.
No, but in Dear Evan Hansen, what's the name of Evan's fictional online friend? Like the guy what's the name of the guy who
kills himself?
Yeah. You remember?
Yeah, I thought that was, so Ben Platt plays Dear Evan Hansen?
Correct.
So I thought the other guy was,
So he has his name on his cast.
Shit.
You can picture it, right?
It's like,
you got it. You can do it.
I'm spacing it.
It's Connor Murphy.
Connor, you fuck.
You fuck Connor. All right, last but not least, your last question.
Oh God, I just got air conditioning juice on me.
All right, who is the man considered to be, are you ready for this? The father of rock and roll? In the new musical, Rock and Roll Man.
Little Richard Penniman from Macon, Georgia.
Wasn't it Alan Freed?
Well, okay,
he's considered to be the father of rock and roll?
Okay, so...
Wait, now I'm really confused.
No, that's amazing. So, so Alan Freed, yes, he's sort of considered the father of rock and roll, I guess. But the inventor, the actual inventor...
Yes.
The architect...
Okay.
The purveyor, the
hit me, Daddy.
That's Little Richard.
All
Little
right.
Richard really is what created rock and roll. Alan Freed created the phrase rock and roll and played the records on white radio when no one else would.
Well,
so
I'm excited to see the show.
I was I don't even know. I got the worst 2 wrong.
No, you got them all right for the most part. I mean, look, it's all Broadway. I don't know. We did it. Everyone go see Constantine in Rock and Roll Man before it makes its mark to the Great White Way.
Yes. I don't think we can call it that anymore.
Oh shoot.
Can we?
Is that our thing?
I don't know. I just assumed because it had white in it.
Oh. Shoot.
That's
I'm
all right.
getting canceled on my own podcast.
I think it means cocaine anyhow. So.
Oh. Hey, before we get to the theater? Like, what is? Has anything ever happened to you that like crazy bad during a show? Crazy mistakes?
I actually blew out my calf in the middle of a show and finished the show limping around, but then I missed like 3 weeks with like a torn calf muscle.
What show was this?
That sucked. I was doing Rock of Ages, and it had like this very sharp sort of pointed thrust, and I would like be running and I had to stop and turn the other way, and it felt like someone took a BB and just like, and I just like, oh
no.
Yeah. And
that sucks. Does anyone have video of that or no?
no, I don't think so.
Dang.
That sucked. But then there were some like wild people that would come to that show, and they knew it was fun and
Yeah.
immersive in
Yeah.
some ways, but some people would just be over the top.
Yeah.
And so there's a moment in the show, like, you know, the lead girl's name is Sherry.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of waiting for us to sing, "Oh, Sherry, I will love on."
God, his voice is so good. It's better in person.
You know, something like that.
Yeah.
So like finally it sets up, and this one guy's like, "No, you can't sing that. You can't hit those notes."
I got from the audience.
And I
said this.
literally, the whole place goes, "Ooh." And then I just squelched it for like days after that. Like,
I have goosebumps just hearing that
belted
story.
the shit out of it.
Oh
and
my
that was
god!
pretty fun.
I've
so.
heard you belt, and you are a belter. You can sing, you can hold a note. You got great
I like to
range.
hold them.
You got
Some-
good breathing technique from the diaphragm.
Some people like would try to run up on stage. I would literally grab them and throw them off the stage. Yeah, there's been some wild shit in the Rock of Ages days. So
That's crazy.
yeah, stuff like that.
I love that. I love that. Make sure to check out Constantine. Also, Daydreaming, your new single. They didn't really get a chance to talk about it here on Talkie Walkie.
That's all right.
You got a big career to discuss and to talk about, but I saw your concert at City Winery, your solo show, your rock and roll show. So good. Your debut album that came out, was it 2 years ago?
No, not my debut, but my
not your
most
debut,
recent.
but your
my
most recent album.
Yeah, it was called Until I'm Wanted.
So
and,
good.
Daydream is a new single. And
So good. You
there's
got
another one
tons of
coming
stuff
up.
going on.
Yeah, just working. Follow me on MySpace.
Follow, yeah. And you're also on Friendster.
I'm on
and Hot or
Friendster
Not.
and Tinder.com.
Ooh! Constantine, Talkie Walkie.
Peace and rock on.